Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Live from the internet, it's... That's right. It's Salty and Petty.
Instead of SNL, you got S&P. Sorry.
Yes. Our little sketch show. We're going to get some of our friends on here. That's right, kids. We're back. Because remember,
I would freaking love to do a sketch show.
What?
I would love to do a sketch show.
What on here?
I just don't have the time, effort, or money.
Everyone write some sketches. All right, kids. She's a little bit salty.
He's a whole lot of petty. And together, we're the Salty and Petty Podcast.
Duh. That's right, kids. This time we're going to cover the Saturday night movie, all about the night leading up to the first episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see some of this stuff happening, but do you think did they over dramatize some of the stuff that happened, or?
Everybody was on cocaine in 75, so no. I think that this is actually the downplayed version of what actually
Oh
happened.
my. Yeah, that fight with Chevy Chase and Belushi.
That sounds classic if you know anything about Chevy Chase. And
Yeah,
Dan Aykroyd for that point.
and
Belushi at that point too.
Everyone loves cocaine.
I mean, this is the height of Sugar Booger disco era. You know what I'm saying? So
that fight probably got way worse.
Oh yeah. So I guess we'll just jump into it. So we can do our random nonsense later.
Yes.
So the film we're talking about today is Saturday Night from 2024. It is a quote unquote biographical comedy drama. It was directed by Jason Reitman. And it's just about the 1975 premiere of NBC's Saturday Night, later to become known as Saturday Night Live. It's a crazy ensemble cast that like nobody looks like who they're supposed to. And also they got J.K. Simmons. Like I said, I love a J.K. Simmons renaissance that we're having. We had little Willem Dafoe. Like this cast was amazing. Actually, it's the best thing about the movie to me.
Oh yeah, J.K. Simmons as Milton Berle.
So out of the box. It's super underperformed though. So it grossed 9.8 million against a budget of 30 million, and that's not including the marketing. This was one of those movies that I saw the marketing. It was like kind of like the late summer, kind of like mid, like back to school, like basically the back to school kind of time. And I don't think that was a good time to release this movie, but I think they were trying to do like an Oscar bait movie or something, which I don't know why. The script's not that great. No tea, no shade. It's just pretty straightforward telling of some crazy like 70s shenanigans is the best way that I can put
it. I swear in the beginning of the movie that like they had music playing in the background, like it was good. It went way too long.
Yeah.
I was like, because I mean it went so long, I was almost like, oh god, don't tell me it's gonna be like this the whole movie.
Oh, I know. I was thinking the same thing. But also like it's kind of weird that like Sony released this, but like NBC very specifically owns Saturday Night Live, which is part of the Universal group. So that's a lot of things that kind of raised my eyebrows about this whole thing. One person did get like a Oscar nomination for this one. Got like Oscar for like musical or comedy at the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
But Golden Globes are a fucking sham, so whatever. Anyway, so let's get into the plot in case you don't know anything about SNL. On October 11th, 1975, there was this novice producer named Lauren Michaels who shows up at NBC Studios in New York City to prepare for the first episode of Saturday Night. The evening is plagued with incidents and a hostile cast and crew. Michael's boss, Dick Erbelsaw, warns him that David Tibet has brought executives from across the country to come and view the broadcast. And like even though they're like trying to low key like, but even though they're like forwardly being like encouraging, they're like, yeah, the show's gonna literally fail. We have no faith in it, and we're gonna give this to basically Johnny Carson to fill the slot.
Well, I think wasn't that the whole thing? It was like, yeah, they're like, yeah, they'll let him put on his little show one. Lorne Michaels put on his little show once, just because it's like, yeah, it's kind of a threat to Johnny Carter sitting there, but like, like, yeah, we really don't need, you don't hold all the cards, and
Yeah, again, this is before Lorne Michaels is Lorne Michaels, so he's
oh
getting
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of shit. So we
Hmm.
got Garrett Morris, who is experienced in like operatic theater. He's like, I don't really know where I fit in with these comedic performers. And then John Belushi is like, high and like not to speak ill of dead, but everybody kind of knows, and he's alienated himself from everybody, and he's starting a ton of fights. Then we got Jim Henson, my beloved Jim Henson, who just was gone too soon, is upset over how his Muppet segment is being treated by the writers. And then the writers are clashing with the censors, and it's like, babes, it's 1975. What did you think? And then they had George Carlin of all people, which in 1975 kind of makes sense to me when I think about it, who thinks the whole show is ridiculous. Actually, it kind of goes against George Carlin and what he thinks is funny personally, but it was a big get for them. But he is telling them how it's ridiculous, and he's just like, "What is this show even about?" And I'm like, "Oh, Seinfeld. Before Seinfeld, cool." So then also we have Chevy Chase confront Milton Berle, and he's hitting on his girlfriend, and it's like, oh man, craziness. And I'm just like, that sounds like Chevy Chase.
And he pulls out his legendary large penis while he's like arguing with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, it's just like, you do not want to get into a dick measuring contest with this man, my good sir. You see his girlfriend and you see him. Besides a little bit of money that he's got a few other things up his sleeve, or should I say his trouser pant leg. I don't know.
That's one of the things I was like, oh my god, did that really happen with him whipping it out?
I wouldn't doubt back in the day, things behind scenes on sets. I mean, think about it. Before like HR really became HR, everything was very much Mad
Well,
Men.
that's what I'm saying. 1975, it could have happened. So I didn't.
Yeah, I believe it. I like I said, I think this movie is grossly under exaggerated.
Mm,
Just because some people are still alive. If you notice, like the people that are actually like dead and can't defend themselves, they kind of go way over the top with them.
oh, maybe, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and then Lauren Michaels like gets a call from Johnny Carson. He's like, I hope you crash and burn, motherfucker.
Mm, pretty much.
Knew Johnny Carson was a dick, but that's why I loved him. So like, this is just more to the Johnny Carson legend of it all.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think this was already at the point, because I think, was this the point? I don't think he was even having like guest hosts when he wasn't there and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he really didn't want to do that, for I think, for what I hear, because
obviously.
no, yeah, he held the power, man. He was like, he thought NBC needed him.
And they did for a very long time. He was
Oh yeah.
absolutely right, but you got to expand and grow, you know?
Hmm.
So despite that, Ebersol still like, no, 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 we're gonna do this, and let's get up. You got to do a sketch with a Polaroid camera for product placement. I'm like, the more things change, and it's actually quite worse before they had more laws in place about product placement and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So Belushi gets offended and leaves the set, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking quit. Let me get the hell out of here." And everybody kind of starts looking for him, and then you have that Neil Levy guy is given a joint by Paul Schaefer, one of our favorite Canadians.
Paul Schaefer,
And he has
yeah.
a panic attack. I'm like, yeah, yeah, man, you can't,
Well, yeah, I was 75. You know how strong that probably was.
No, it wasn't strong at all. But
No.
like, they did actually have, I believe, like if I remember my research right, back in the day, marijuana did have a more slightly psychedelic, of like they were kind of like into mixing like a little bit of the psychedelics with it. So like, because LSD was like a big thing and shrooms was a big thing. So I don't think it was, I think it was laced with something. I don't think it was necessarily just
No.
marijuana, but it would definitely had a higher chance to be laced with something. And
Uh,
we've kind of bred out the paranoia causing strains and like all that in modern marijuana. But yeah, there's a lot. It was like a lot less pure. So
well,
it could have been laced
yeah.
with anything that caused that panic
I'm
attack.
always used to everything being, greatest earlier on, and then, as time goes on, they water it down to make more profit or whatever.
It's actually highly more concentrated and a much enjoyable experience. I mean, I know a lot of old stoners. So like, because I grew up in California, duh. I know a lot of old stoners. I'm talking like Cheech and Chong level stoners that have like kind of given me those anecdotes, and a little bit of the research does back that up. So, but like, yeah, so I'm saying that was probably laced with something, and he locked himself in a closet. That's like the last place you want to be when you're paranoid and alone with your thoughts. That's just
Exactly.
me.
I guess it was just too much sensory input coming in.
I guess. And then they like basically freaking piece of candy them out of the freaking closet. They're like, "Come on, buddy."
Ackroyd.
So like, and like Laura Michaels looks around and he sees all this and he just feels like absolutely devastated. He goes to the local bar and he meets this comedy writer, Alan Zebowell, I think is how you pronounce Zebowell. Yeah, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna hire you on the spot. Come be a writer on the show. And then Michael and Gilda Radner like are out there and they find Belushi ice skating and they're like, bro, you gotta come back to the show, sign this contract. And he's just like, okay, that freaking thing averted. And then he's like, okay. He goes to have a chat with Henson and they kind of square their thing away. And he's like, okay, that's another thing off the checklist. I feel like I can do this. So the suits arrive and they demand that the show be shut down. And they're like, you got to show us what's going on with this. And like, they had Andy Kaufman perform a Mighty Mouse skit. And I didn't think it was funny, but that must be like 1970s humor.
Maybe.
It
Yeah.
made everybody laugh. So there's that. You know,
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan of Andy Kaufman, but like a lot of comedians like him, specifically Jim Carrey before he lost his. Well, I think becoming Andy Kaufman in that movie actually made him lose his mind, and that's why the Jim Carrey we know today isn't the Jim Carrey that we used to have. So that's a whole nother bag of hammers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it made everybody laugh. And then Michael asked Chevy to take over Weekend Update because he had planned to host it himself, and so he does an impromptu version of Weekend Update using the newly written material by the person that just got hired on the spot, and that's super successful. The audience arrives, fills the venue, crew finishes the set, we get into place, the show goes live, and boom! It's we get the Wolverine sketch, and it's received well by the audiences, and then we get that whole live from New York. It's Saturday night. That's it. End credits. Roll the
Mm-hmm.
credits. So let's talk about the cast. So we got like the person that I feel was the most miscast was Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd. A, because he's a short king. And B, he's way too good looking to be pretending to be Dan Aykroyd, which is kind of my thing for a lot of the cast. They didn't really. And they had Nicholas Braun do Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man. But is it budget, or are they just like, man, he nailed both, or?
They had Nicholas Padani as Billy Crystal. Are you kidding me? Like the Kaya Gerber, aka Cindy Crawford's daughter, to be Jacqueline Carlin, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like the cast was good, but miscast, if you know what I mean. Like this is absolutely stacked, but
Yeah.
misused cast, I think, in my personal
I mean,
opinion.
was it just like, or was it they trying to go for a mix of people who can do the impressions and somewhat look like?
Like Ella Hunt as Gilda. Oh man, Gilda got the best glow up in the whole damn movie next to Dylan O'Brien playing Dan Aykroyd, as far
Mm-hmm.
as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then they got Gabriel LaBelle playing Lorne Michaels, and I'm like, oh, that's good for him. He's also a Canadian actor, from
Mm-hmm.
The Fablemans. So he was just coming off a big. He won like a Critics' Choice Movie Award in 2023 or 2022. So I was just like, he definitely doesn't. That's another little glow up. So I don't know how much like involvement everybody had. Like I know Jason Reitman like wrote it as well as directed it, and then I think it was Gil Keenan who also helped Jason write it.
Hmm.
So and this is like a Blumhouse film on top of that. Like it's just so confusing about who the fuck this movie's for.
I
And they like released it like the year before SNL turned 50. So I was just kind of like, what the hell? I was
yeah.
thinking that they would have released it literally on like the premiere of the 50th.
I don't know.
Just a mess. Like I said, I don't think this was was like sanctioned or anything. Because like I
Oh,
don't
no,
think
I guarantee you probably wasn't, because I remember at first I forgot, I was looking on, Peacock for this, I'm like, "It's not there," I'm like, "It's on Netflix." I was like, why is it on" I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah, Sony released it, and I'm just like, why didn't NBC actually do this movie? Like, what? I'm so
maybe." Do
confused.
you think maybe they think some people came off, I don't know, is it because it's
I think
unauthorized?
if they would have wrote it, it would have been a way more toned down version.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, I think they would've really, like, cut down on, like, any drug references and just, anything that cast anybody in a negative light, then you know, they definitely would have whitewashed it.
Probably, definitely the legacy of Johnny Carson. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get it. Although it was a kind of a known factor about that. Like even I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I still don't think they like to play up certain aspects.
I guess, but like yeah,
NBC.
but this is what I guess a lot of people might not know. Like every live thing is a mess like that. So like
Mhm.
maybe not to that extent, but you do have stars as a person who worked production on just like mainly like movies and a couple of TV shows before I just gave up that whole thing because everybody's fucking neurotic in LA and I hate the fucking hellhole landscape of it all. Yeah, it's every day is literally like this. Especially like during my times, like in the like mid two
Mhm.
thousands. So it's just like I wasn't that shocked by it, I guess.
Well, again, that seemed to be one of the big themes of the movie because, like, Willem Dafoe kept asking him. He's like, "What is this show? What is this show?" So, up until like the last minute.
And it's like they've had sketch shows, it just wasn't live, and and like the time slot and things like that. It's a curious thing, that it survived this long. But like again, what's it competing against? Nothing.
Mhm.
Although like I literally, like I said, I can't remember watching a full episode of Saturday Night. Maybe like a musical guest, or I've watched like Dave Chappelle's opening monologue or something. Like I've never watched, or like the digital sketches, or like
Mhm.
the what is it, the ambiguously gay duo, like Dick in a Box, Lonely Island, viral shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty much it. But like I've never sat down. Like I said, I'm a mad TV girly, and I'm so mad that never became like a bigger thing. It was definitely to me in my mind a rival to SNL. I just don't know why it never took off.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just behind the scenes things, or I mean, again, Matt TV brought in like some new people, but I mean, they never did like real big cash shifts and stuff, right?
Yeah, it was a lot more. Yeah, it was a lot more solid and stable to me in my personal opinion. Like they actually got along. Like you never really heard about a lot of feuds and stuff. So it just always annoys me, and I think that's just kind of why like Saturday Night Live just wasn't a thing for like 2000 like 90s kids. I don't think like we had like other things. We had like
Mhm.
MTV and stuff like that to spend our Saturday nights doing. I guess.
Do you think it's just Lorne Michaels? I mean, again, once you get a few years under your belt, it becomes like a franchise. Especially after like
He
the first.
never branched out to do anything though. That's the crazy thing, right? Like SNL, like you say Lauren Michaels, and all you think of is SNL. So I think that like doing something for like not a full 50 years because he did leave and come back, but like literally Google him,
I mean, he does.
and
I, I,
that's
I
all it
mean,
is.
I mean, they do the Saturday Night Live movies and stuff. Like Wayne's World's probably like the best
But that's
example of that.
still like technically the part of the SNL franchise. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. But I think he does more stuff behind the scenes. Like I think he was very instrumental in getting Jimmy Fallon that Tonight Show job and stuff. And
Still just being a producer though. Like
yeah.
that's what he does.
Hmm. Hey, if
So
you're
it's
good and
just
you,
like,
hey, if you're good and you make enough money, why try?
I guess. But I
No,
don't
because
know.
I
I
yeah,
wouldn't want to be pigeonholed and known for one thing. I don't like let's see his net worth. Let's look up Lauren Michaels'
I
net
was gonna
worth.
say from what I don't know an exact number, but it sounds like he's pretty wealthy. I think, and sounds like from stories like he hangs out with like really famous people like
He's not even worth $1 billion. He's useless. He couldn't go hang out with Trump if he wanted to.
Trump. I think he's hanging out with like Paul McCartney and people like that.
Even more pretentious and annoying. Great.
Well, again, he's a guy of a certain age. I mean,
True. I'm just saying, like, I've just never really cared for Lauren Michaels, like, or anything that he was attached to. Like, I don't like a lot of the SNL movie. I think Wayne's World is probably one of the only. ones that I really like.
That's probably the most the most successful one, right?
Night at the Roxbury, maybe. Maybe. It depends on my mood.
Yeah, it's exactly your
But I
mood.
love Will Ferrell, so that just kind of.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
know
god.
the biggest stinker though. What is it though? What's the Master of Disguise one with Dana Carvey, and then also the Chris Kattan one?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Corky Romano. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
those are
yeah.
like I could go down. Now, if we went down the Saturday Night Live alum movies that are attached to it, flopperoonies,
What? Yeah, a
flopperoonies,
lot of them are. What's that? What's that Molly Shannon one? Mary Catherine Gallagher or whatever.
superstar.
Yeah, superstar.
Yeah, flopperoonies. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I never really got that character anyway. I'm like, so, okay, so she just like throws her ass in the air. Okay.
I guess that was like the thing. See,
Just
that's what I mean. Like for me, like because I'm a certain age, like that, like they never really had writers like that were like they're like it's just always felt like old white guys trying to be young and hip to me, and
hmm
like the humor just never until very recently where they're like the people are like actually like kind of like my age that like they're like you know what I mean, like I just felt like they weren't really relatable for a very long time. So
Well,
it's
I
like
think that's
okay.
like a generational thing too. Because I'd say probably my generation might be the last one who's like actually watched like full episodes all the time. Like I think by the time we get to your generation, people are just watching like clips on YouTube and stuff. And
Yeah.
because I think they said I don't know if like that's how like all those late night shows get the most attention is like just like clips on
Yeah, even
YouTube the
Jimmy
next
Fallon,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Meyers, all those shows, yeah.
God, Seth Meyers is alright, but he's kind of boring. He doesn't do like sketches or
I
games or
I
nothing.
miss like I miss when Lost was at its height. It was like literally the only time that I watched what's the other Jimmy?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. That was the only
Mm,
time in my whole life. And I would only watch the Lost like stuff and I'm like, okay. Yeah, that and he dated like Sarah Silverman. Like that really like I just really don't like Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah.
Man show, that whole ugh.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like the late night talk show host thing, like why is that not dead yet?
I mean,
Who is watching that?
do you? I mean, the 11:30 shows. I mean, are they making money advertising
It
or anything
can't be. I'd
still?
rather watch Dateline at this point. Now it makes me feel old as hell, but I'd rather just have a rerun of Dateline at that point.
Or is it just like the
Or 2020 or something. Like just
or is it
it's just like I
or
tried
is
to
it
watch one.
yeah, or is it just mutually assured destruction? They're like if one of them feels like if they pull their late night show, the other two networks are going to get all the ratings, so they're just like, okay, you pull yours first. No, you pull yours first. Nah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we could just put it on streaming. Like we don't
Mhm.
need a slot on broadcast for it. That's what they did with the soap operas, right? And the old people actually adapted. And
Yeah.
like that's pretty much what's keeping Peacock afloat, low key.
Yeah, because don't you think people would or put them on? Does it have to be late night? I think they get more ratings if they put them on
In
at
the
like
afternoon, like we don't have afternoon talk shows anymore.
afternoon or
They
even
already shoot them at 2. What the hell?
mm,
Yeah,
or
like I feel like late night TV, like talk show TVs, is like it's done. Stop. Aaron
yeah,
Mater's
or
original at
even
this
put it on
point.
at 8 o'clock or something.
7 o'clock. Oh, we could try 7 o'clock prime time again. All my
Mhm.
'90s kids, if you're real TV fans, you'll know about that. What they were trying to do in the
Exactly.
'90s, and like it never stuck. And that's how we got so many game shows. That's why I think that is exactly why actually Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune became a staple on syndication was from that particular thing. But yeah, I'm just saying, I'm over it.
Yeah, I think in most markets now, don't they like its package is like the same thing. It's like you get like an hour. It's like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, or the other way around. But
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that this movie was straightforward, bland, a little boring. Like I said, I just didn't know who it was for. It didn't stay in theaters very long. It
was that
ran
like a full release or was it like a limited
no.
release?
I think it was a limited release, is what they're saying. I don't think it was meant to be a limited release though. I think it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
doing so bad at the box office they pulled it. But again, like I don't know who the market this was for.
Probably the older people who are live in
Who don't go
1975.
to movies anymore? Like if you know the demographics that go to movies, it's
I don't know.
Not the people that are watching SNL.
Anytime I see like a movie about like World War II or like like a cowboy movie, I'm like, oh, are we pandering to the old people? Is this that they're
When's the
that?
last? I mean, listen, Yellowstone. I'll give it to you, and then all their
Yeah,
little spinoffs. But that's for old people. It was on Paramount Plus. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were. They knew their
that's what.
core market from CBS. They were coming over to transition. They gave them something, and that Paramount is also well, despite the sale to a new to Skydance and all that, it's still pretty solid, and they actually have a lot of loyal. That's the word here. Subscribers, and they also don't jack up the prices as much as HBO Max and the other ones do.
Hmm.
But yeah, like it's cool to have that. But like actual movies that like it's just all slop now. Like
Why?
I mean, I was interested in the premise, but I just like literally who is it for? And then it flopped, and I'm like, oh, nobody. Okay,
Well, again, just like with a lot of entertainment now, I think the movie industry is basically like, okay, they're in panic mode. They're like, let's throw it all against the wall and see
because
what
like
sticks.
that would be like my dad and your dad, and like some people's grandpas. Like your grandpa, my grandpa don't go to the fucking movies. Okay, he is perfectly happy cutting his lawn and making his damn barbecues. Okay, like that's what my grandpa does and fixes his car. Like that's what he does. He don't go to the movies. Okay,
Oh yeah, my grandparents will go to the theaters. Yeah, yeah, and again, my dad
they
goes. My
could
mom.
die. Like,
Yeah.
watch your grandpa and grandma in an enclosed, nasty movie theater with disgusting people who don't wash their hands.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm
Uh,
just saying, like Hollywood needs to take a hard look at themselves and bring back that budget movie.
well, again, I
Bring
mean,
back the sex comms, damn it.
yeah, bring back some nudity to these movies. Come on,
I need some side boob. I need some ass crack. Something. Come on. We got to get back to basics.
sex scenes. Come on.
The movies were never as booming as they were between the years of like 1997 to like 2014. Figure it out. It's not that hard.
Hey,
Although,
come on.
I do kind of rewatch some of those movies, like what we were talking about, like Austin Powers. It's like fully developed prefrontal cortex. Ouchie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, bring back sexy time, kids. I mean, people are still talking
It
about sharing.
couldn't hurt. I
People
mean, Challengers did really great. And that wasn't
are,
even steamy. It was really a lot of suggestion. It's
people,
just the
people.
idea.
Yeah, come on, kids. Let's get Sharon Stone. Well, maybe not Sharon Stone anymore, but uncrossing it, uncrossing her legs. Come on, get Newman all worked up. Come on.
I mean, I'm so sick of them like bringing up the franchises that I loved as a kid and ruining them. It's not like killing my childhood or anything. It's just like slop. Like it's literal slop. Like those Jurassic Park movies are slop. I'm sorry, they are.
Well, again, I
Even when they
think
brought back the old cast, that what the hell? Ooh, giant mutated bug, babes.
I'm sorry. But, I mean, I'm sure people love them, but I'm like Jurassic Park. That's a thing that should have lasted one or two movies. Again, it
The
was
third movie was pushing it.
yeah.
Literally, it's not even an hour and a half long. By the way,
Again, it's like the first one. It's like
still better than that Chris Pratt crap.
exactly. Again, the first one is it's the
It's iconic. It's
it,
beautiful.
and
It
again
holds up.
and again, it was just the shock of, oh, look, yeah, we got people interacting with dinosaurs.
You know, honestly, I think if they just would have re-released the first film, it would have still made $1 billion. Put it in IMAX because we didn't have that at the time. Like, just think about like instead of going and making that terrible trilogy.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. I have a lot of thoughts. Okay, let's get. So I would give this movie a gentleman C minus.
Ooh.
I love some of the actors. They were doing the best with what they had. Like the story's interesting, but it was just told and it was just very bland.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna give it a straight C. Just, I mean, I watched it; it was fine, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back. I'm probably never gonna go back
I'll
and watch
never
it.
see this
No,
movie again.
yeah, no, yeah,
I
that's
think I burned the TV that I watched this on. So,
CD. Oh,
yeah. So what's happening this week? What's been happening? We had
um,
Michelle Trachtenberg died. That's crazy. She's slightly younger than me.
yeah, 39. Well, I did see. I mean, are we gonna do an episode on her and Gene Hackman or?
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll definitely do that. But that was just really sadness. It like caught me off guard really bad.
Well,
Um,
I think I saw did they say like a year or so ago she got a liver transplant or something, so there might be complications from that or something.
yeah, that's what it's looking like. I hope it's
Although
not foul play.
we're never gonna know because I think they said her family doesn't want an autopsy because of religious reasons.
I mean, yeah, we'll take them at their word. I just hope it's not a Brittany Murphy situation. Um, anyway,
It might be
I
yeah.
always kind of side eye people like that, kind of like die like that, like unresponsive and
Yeah, but again, it might just be like, maybe there was maybe her body rejected that liver
there's
transplant or
always that
something.
possibility. But a year, I don't know. Why was she alone? Like, it's a lot of questions. Let the family grieve. I'll be back next year to give my my conspiracy theory on it. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Gene Hackman's wife. Oh, like wow, that's crazy. I
Him, his
like a Gene Hackman. Like I was not expecting to have Gene Hackman in the news.
him, the wife and the dog, and it's like I think they've already rolled out like a gas leak or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, what happened there?
Murder suicide.
And I think did I see somewhere? I think they said he might have been dead. He might have been dead for like a week because I guess they could like read the pacemaker or whatever. So it's a he might have been dead for like a week.
Yeah, he was 95 though.
That's the thing. It's like yeah, because
But
usually
they said it was just it was definitely suspicious in nature, and they're still kind of researching it,
hmm
especially because the dog was dead. Like that's super, and
hmm
like she was in the closet of the bathroom, so like it's like a whole thing.
yeah, because usually someone 95 dies, you don't ask
You
questions. It's like
go, yeah, but like
what
they said
you
it
know
was super suspicious.
yeah, because usually you're in your 90s. It's like, oh, what killed you? Time killed you.
Sleep.
Time smashed you over the head. You're dead.
But like, yeah, it's him, his wife, and his dog. So yeah, it's just like that was just the craziest thing, and I'm just like, I just really wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, because he was in his 90s. Isn't the wife like in her 60s or something? So
Yeah,
it's not like she was in her 90s either. So
and they said they were both actually. They said that his health was slipping, so that also kind of brings it to like
well,
maybe
yeah,
this is a murder suicide poison, and
yeah, maybe who knows? But the dog, let the dog live. Come on, if that's what you're gonna do, let the dog live.
no, like so if you watch Criminal Minds or just any of those shows, you know, Family Annihilators, they literally do kill the dog. Like they get it in their head that
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and they're not gonna be better off without me, so I'm gonna take
yeah,
them with me. And I just hope
yeah.
that's not what they find out because I will be devastated.
I know. I mean, and again, you have a point. It might just be a declining health. Again, I don't know if I'd say 99% of people, if not 100%, you're in your 90s. Your health isn't 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, especially the closer you get to 100.
yeah. But they were also found in separate rooms, so there's like literally a lot of questions. I'm gonna let the investigators do their investigation before I jump to conclusions.
Yes,
And I
yes.
hope that it is just one of those freak accidents and yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll definitely do some dedication reviews of their like careers and stuff.
Yes. Um.
And it's so sad because like we are getting a Buffy reboot allegedly still. So
Yeah.
that timing just makes me upset.
So I wonder if we're gonna explain her absence or not. Just.
Well,
I
I
mean.
wonder if they're gonna if they're trying to erase the legacy of that Dark Horse comic book ending where they become cops and Xander ends up with Dawn because that was just disgusting.
Ew. Really?
Actually, yeah, I'd stopped reading the once I got my satisfying conclusion to the Angel TV show, I stopped reading those books, but like I
Yeah.
do remember everybody making a big deal about that last issue, the end of the Buffy comic book. So
Well, is that always the danger? Like when you do like a comic or something based off a TV property, it's been how many
but
years?
Joss Whedon was the guy and he was writing them and
Oh, really? Okay.
that's how he wanted that story to end and I think that didn't sit well with fans nor did it sit well with the actors honestly.
Yeah.
So
But if you go how if you just keep going and going with this spinoff when the actual show's not on, it do Do people just get crazier and crazier ideas? It's like, oh
Yeah,
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 the
absolutely.
cops.
Because I mean, you're writing a comic, so you can do a lot more things you can do than you can with TV. You know.
Hmm.
So, and it was fun for a while. Then it got Joss Whedon. It
That's what I'm
got
saying.
crazy.
Eventually, you're just like, okay, we need another idea. We need another idea.
So yeah, hopefully they actually don't go through with it. I feel like stories need to end, and we got to stop trying to revive dead IP just for the sake of reviving it because you have nothing new to offer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
remember, like again, I keep throwing back, but to the '90s, I mean, we kept getting original ideas. It seemed like,
Yeah.
or at least they tried stuff, different stuff.
Yeah, everybody's well when it comes, especially the way that the interest rate is set up right now and everything. Everybody is very risk averse, and I just think that like honestly, they have to come to the conclusion that making trying to capitalize on a name is kind of risky now too, because there's
Oh
been
yeah,
so many bad things
oh yeah. That
rebooted.
it still seems like it seems more safe than maybe to the money people or something, instead of like coming up with
Well,
some
what the
new.
fuck do the suits know? Sometimes you gotta let creatives
I
be
know,
creatives. And I
like when
think
they.
now more than ever is the time to kind of let that happen.
Oh,
We need to embrace new
you
ideas.
should, but I feel like they're still in the mode of like, oh, you come up with a story about a new vampire hunter killer. No, we're not going to fund that. But oh, you're going to reboot
Well,
Buffy.
what
Oh
I
yeah,
have to say to that is anime is doing just fine.
yeah.
Anime is doing just fine.
But again, that's foreign, right? I mean, I think over here they're still like, again, suits don't know nothing over here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll go back to this. There's a reason why YouTube is the number one streaming service now. It's about authenticity and people offering original ideas and talking about like what made their childhood great. Original ideas.
Welcome. The
I don't see people like this the whole thing. It's like Disney princesses. We're talking about the animated, not the live action remakes for the most part. You know what I mean? Outside of not you,
yeah.
Maleficent, you're cool. You can have your thing.
Yeah, you probably know more than me. I was gonna say, I mean, we keep remaking, Disney stuff in live action, so I guess are those making money then? I guess
It's not a matter of making money. It's to keep the
the
movie
IP
rights.
alive. Okay.
They let Steamboat Willie go. They ain't letting nothing else go, bud. They've literally petitioned and lobbied and done all that they can do, and they're not. So like, oh, if we have to take a little bit of loss, it'll make some money.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And is it more palatable to like the fans to like do a live action versions instead
I
of
don't know.
just like,
Ask the Snow White fans. They're kind of going
well,
crazy
I was
about
gonna
that.
say, is that better than actually doing like, if you try to do another animated version of it, with like more
Well,
modern.
Disney and Pixar has lost the sauce. Like the last one that they made, like Wish, was absolute garbage. They didn't even try. That Buzz Lightyear movie was absolute. So now, literally, Pixar has said we're not making any more original ideas. Everything is gonna be based on a previous IP. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's what
Hmm.
made Pixar being bold and adventurous and making new ideas. And it's just like so sad to see everything that I grew up on turn to absolute dust and shit, man. It's just like I know that must be a part of getting old, but like I feel really old now talking about this.
It's
Like the
sad.
Toy Story need four movies and a fifth one coming? Like really?
Yeah, some of those
The
sequels.
third one was perfect. And the fourth one was still serviceable, but what are you gonna do for a fifth movie?
I think they're going for a generational thing because some of those, it's like you start, like say you're a
Well,
kid when the
millennials
first.
ain't having fucking kids, so good luck.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If you're a kid when the first one comes out, they're still roping you in when the fourth one comes out like 20 years later.
I pirated that shit.
Of course you
I
did.
saw the third one in theater. I was like, look, you get three out of me. That's it.
Hey, well,
Jurassic Park 3. Well, not you, Fast and Furious.
oh,
You can sit in the corner until that last movie. Fast
is
and
it,
Furious is my exception. Oh, and the Scream movies are my exception.
is there like there's one more Fast and Furious coming out, right? At some point.
Probably two more, but you didn't hear that from me.
Okay, but at least one more.
It's
Okay.
supposed to be the last one, but I just feel like Vin Diesel, unless he's dusting off that Triple X one more time, he's gonna do another Fast and Furious movie.
Hey, oh.
So
Ugh.
just yeah, I just want something fun and original. Like it's just like I just remember the joy of watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles premiere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the first time I saw American Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Like just I mean Captain Planet for God's sakes, you know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. Like back in the 90s, it's like, yeah, you had superhero content, but they were trying to do like original ideas with it.
exactly. I don't know. Like I think we're just creatively bankrupt along with being morally bankrupt at this point. It might just go hand in hand.
Hmm.
I mean the fact that they're still making another Matrix movie, even though the last one was a total
Wait, they're
flop.
making another one?
Yeah, they're making a Matrix 5. They're making a whole new trilogy, allegedly.
Oh man. What, with all new people or
I didn't even see the fourth one to be honest.
oh really? I thought we were uh
I read the wiki.
well that was like a bad time anyway because I think it went right to 8 max because wasn't it in like 2020 or something. So
It's been so long ago and so terrible ago, and it was just like they literally made Lana do it. Like they held her to this contractual obligation, and that's why the other Wachowski sister wasn't involved. Like it's a whole thing, and like why I didn't want to support it at all. Um,
oh yeah, wasn't that like a weird thing where it's like did she want to put out something else and they're like, oh, you gotta do the Matrix if you want to do something
yeah,
else with us.
and then it was such a terrible experience that she ended up not wanting to do the other project, and also
Mhm.
they got sued, and like everybody thought that that one lady was crazy, but she was proven right, and they paid her that money. So lots of things going on.
Yeah.
Lots of things going on with that Matrix situation. So
Oh yeah, it came out at the end of 2021. So yeah.
yeah, and it's just I don't know. Like I said, I think the '90s was the last great time in history that we're gonna see for a long time. That's just what it feels like. I feel like we've been kind of stunted and not growing as a culture. We're not willing to push the envelope. We don't even want to go to fucking Mars on the government's dime, on taxpayer dime, right? We're paying another company that's not the U.S. to go to Mars for us. Like that's just so fundamentally un-American. At least how I grew up as an American.
Well, again, it's
It just
more.
translates across all spaces
Oh yeah, they're
too.
not letting people take risks. They're not letting or
Like where the fuck are my tax dollars going if I can't have the NASA logo on a damn rocket to Mars?
yeah, Doge. Come on, tell me
Where's my flying cars? Matter of fact.
again.
Where's my hoverboards on the magnetic rails? Where's my high speed trains?
Again, all the 1% has been hoarding more and more of the money. So it's like, yeah,
Like I watch Back to the Future and it's just like, where's that? Where is that?
yeah, yeah. This is bullshit. It's like
It's why
hoverboard.
when I see a fucking Cybertruck, I just want to punch A, the driver, and B, something else.
Don't punch it, might blow up.
Exactly. Hit a pothole.
That Musk is using his children as human shields.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel so weird about like where we're going as a society. Like, I mean, like I grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and like
Well,
how Star Trek the original and like Minority Report influenced like tech design. Like if it wasn't for Minority Report, we might not have an Apple phone, but we're not producing those things that are leading those kids to dream and want to go out and produce great things. Where does that leave us?
do you think? Well, again, I think it's money. We went the opposite way from Star Trek. Money is now the answer above everything else.
I mean, it's crazy because we have 3D printers, right? Even 3D printers that can print food. Like we were so close on the precipice of doing something great with that technology, and then we're like, we're literally heading into techno feudalism, and nobody's sounding the alarm. Like slipping into like I can't deal with it. Like I just want to go. I just want
Mhm.
to go. It's just so disturbing to me.
Well, I mean,
Like
it.
all the stuff that I like watch, like all the movies that they put out, everything just feels bland, generic, boring. it's not willing to say anything.
Because
It's not willing.
they don't want to take chances on stuff. They're afraid they're going to lose money and stuff.
What's that old saying? Stand for something or fall for anything.
Hmm.
And even like the last like Nolan movie, like Tenet, like still didn't feel quite like I feel like he held back and didn't go the full route of what he usually does. Like all the things, like even Dune, like Dune of all movies, right?
Hmm.
Bland, generic. Ooh, and it's done in 2 parts. Although it should have probably technically been done in 4 parts. At least it should have been a TV show, actually, technically, because it has such rich, deep themes. But like this, we're just lazy. We're lazy. I think that's what, at the end of the day, what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's out to make a
Well,
quick buck.
and again, it's hard because people don't want to cash out or cough up the money and stuff. So
I mean, I would. I have for things that I'm really passionate about. I do. Like I
yeah.
always joke, like,
Well, no,
oh, we're in the 70s, but
yeah,
like in this economy, the way that
yeah.
I mean,
No,
every 3 months you're hiking up prices. Everything's like, how many streaming services are there? Are there like 8 or something like that?
something like
Let's
that.
name them. We got Disney Plus. We got Hulu, which is part of Disney Plus, but you can also buy it separately. You got Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Peacock,
Netflix.
barely Netflix. Uh, what else do you have? I mean, shout out to Tubi holding down the like Tubi. Only thing I watch ads on. And then you have you have Prime, and then you have MGM Plus, which is also Amazon, but for some reason not included in Prime.
Oh, that's separate. I thought they
It's
folded that into.
separate.
I thought they
And
folded that into
then
Plus.
Amazon got rid of free TV, which was their free version of streaming. So yeah. And then I think they got rid of Pluto TV too, which was also
Hmm.
another free streaming service. So Tubi's literally only the only one holding it down with like a free streaming service. And it actually has pretty good content, shockingly. I mean, the original content not so much, but the stuff that they get, like that's legacy media and stuff, pretty damn good.
So, do you think maybe
And what's on Netflix? Can somebody tell me quickly? What is on
uh
Netflix
well
that's not canceled besides Stranger Things? I'll wait.
well they're working on their live content like WWE.
Nobody wants to watch live content on Netflix. This is the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life. Wrestling fans aren't actually a really big demographic, low key. Like the reason why it seems like it makes a lot of money is because those pay per views cost a lot of money, and a lot of like the bars and stuff don't actually do it like they do for MMA. Like they individually have to buy them and have like a party.
Well, I don't think they even do pay-per-view anymore. Now it's just like Peacock.
Now,
You have to
yeah,
pay for Peacock, yeah.
yeah. But
But no,
previously, up until that point, yeah,
yeah,
that's what they were doing, and that's why it seemed like a lot of money. But
yeah.
Peacock's actually the cheapest. It
Hmm.
doesn't have a lot to me. The TV show that I bought it for is actually not even back, and I think it's canceled.
Oh damn.
But I still have it for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because one of my credit cards pays for it, or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's the. I get Peacock with my internet subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, like the reason why I'm like, yeah, I think it's okay if you really want to is because like they make it so hard for you. Like why? Like I remember why Netflix was king because it was all in one place.
Hmm.
Sony, like this, the only nice thing that I can say about Sony is that they didn't feel the need to make their own streaming service. They just licensed their damn shit and make their money that way. And I
Hmm.
think that's how everybody needs to go back. Like, because as soon as it became more than 3 streaming services, it's like, babes, I ain't doing that.
You know what? Y- Any of these services would get like a flood of new people. I swear to you. I don't know. Again, they'll never do this, but if they just announce, "Oh, hey, next year we're dropping our monthly price by $2," how many people would flood
Hey, and guess
flock
what?
to
You
them?
know how you pay for ad free, and we just told you that every single streaming service just told you, even though you're paying for ad free, you're still getting ads. I'm yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. I'm about to save about 100 and some.
Yeah, hey, Prime. We were paying for ad free. Why am I getting?
Then they actually pay $3 extra, which was illegal.
Yeah. How come I'm getting ads on Invincible all of a sudden?
Oh, that would be my final straw, bro. If I saw an ad on my Invincible, I would lose it. That hasn't happened to me yet. Let me knock on wood.
I mean,
Did you not pay the extra $3?
well, that's not my bill every month. That's someone else's. So, but I mean, we had the ad free, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we want
Yeah,
more
they
money
asked for
for
an extra $3. Oh,
that.
don't even get me started on Invincible. Like, shout out to Alan the alien, more like Cockblock the alien.
Yes,
Jesus. Again, he did it to me again.
you
It's
angered
not
little
funny,
you,
Kirkman.
you angered little Hellfire with this with no sex scene.
Come on, a superhero powered sex scene?
And isn't it like isn't this rated MA or whatever?
Exactly. We can show him punching a guy's head and clean through somebody's head or an arm falling off. But heaven
Oh,
forbid we see a freaking
yeah,
animated side boob.
Oliver can literally like punch through people or walk right through them. But yeah, no, God forbid we see a nipple.
I really thought we were gonna get it too. I was just like, you motherfuckers. But I'm gonna tell you my favorite thing about Invincible actually so far is actually the soundtrack slaps. They
Oh
have
yeah,
actual
yeah,
incredible original bangers made for the show.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
like you can go if you have Spotify. I don't know about Apple Music, but if you have Spotify, go listen to that playlist. It is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, you can. Yeah, no, you can find a playlist. Yeah, and they update it. Yeah, when the new stuff comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they dropped the whole season on the sound, at least on Spotify,
Oh
on
really?
the day that it came out. And they're like, yeah, it's a banger. Like I love all the music,
Oh
all
yeah.
the original music for Invincible. We finally like what episode was this? 7 this week, I think it
Um.
was. We got the post credit scene with the finally all the evil Invincibles.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting the whole damn season. I knew it was Angstrom. I was like, thank God they didn't change that part. I don't know if they're gonna explain it about how Angstrom's still alive, but we could just roll with it.
Well, again, we're doing multiverse stuff, so
Exactly. And I feel like it's a little too late for multiverse, and maybe they should have kind of angled because people are sick
yeah.
of multiverse. But
Oh, it was episode 6.
oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
it was a good episode. I liked it. I really like Invincible and Adam Eve together, and they're like kind of low key raising Oliver together.
yes, exactly. Oh man, that's right. We only got 2 more episodes this season then.
Yeah. Oh my god. I guess that's gonna be the cliffhanger. Like, are the evil Invincibles gonna take over?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a great season, but I feel like we have been spinning our wheels. Like, it took too long to reveal like Angstrom Levy, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the actual full reveal, even though I knew that's who it was because
Unless
I read the
unless
comics.
unless it's the Viltrumites coming back because yeah, the episode 8
Well,
is
there's only I love the bombshell. There's only like 50 purebred Viltrumites
oh
left.
yeah, I remember that from the comics. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
that's still pretty that's still 50 pretty tough.
all for just a little bit of Earth, though, when there's other places, like M class level planets that they could be taking over. I don't know. They got like
Yeah,
3 Viltrumites and Alan the alien. Like, I'm gonna leave Earth alone.
yeah, maybe plus however many other superheroes on Earth. Yeah.
Do you think do you think we're ever gonna get the flash forward that what happened when he jumped to the future with the immortal, where he leaves Earth and leaves immortal? I wonder if that's we're gonna avoid that timeline or re-explore that timeline or
I don't know because didn't they kind of show their future at the end? So maybe in the last episode or something.
yeah. I wonder if they're gonna change it. Was it averted? I don't know. Yeah, Invincible has been a great show this season.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be killing me to wait another 2 years for the next season.
Invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the only good thing on TV, honestly, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but we are
I
getting
mean, not you, irrational. I actually am all caught up on irrational,
yeah, me
brilliant
too.
minds. I texted you, but I'll just share this with the audience. I tried to watch this season 26 premiere of Law and Order SVU. Only knew Olivia and freaking Finn. I'm just like, who the hell are these people? And then Carisi shows up, and I remember him becoming a DA
Yeah,
or whatever. But I'm
but all
just
the other
like,
cops, yeah, it's God, we're like probably 10, 11 episodes behind. But I mean, it's been a revolving door in SVU
that's
for
not a
a
good
while.
sign. I feel like
Well,
I feel like Law and Order's on the way out.
maybe because again, I think, like I said, I think with Sam Waterston leaving, that might have been the final nail.
Yeah.
Well, the final nail would be
Mariska
Mariska
just
leaving.
seems done with it. Like she has very limited scenes. She's just there to say she's there to assure the fans or something.
Well, I think people were complaining too because they're like, "Oh, the show's all about her," and it's like, well, who do you want?
Babes, I was sick of the show being just about the cases. But now
Mhm.
I think they do need to pull back on the detective lives a little bit more again because yeah, it was getting kind of wild, which is why I kind of stopped watching for
Mhm.
for a long while. But like, listen, there's nothing like a Saturday afternoon after you got all the cleaning done. You turn on USA and like, oh yeah, I could go for a SVU marathon.
I mean, and
I'm
again,
never gonna say no to an SVU marathon. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Don't let Stabler be in it. I'm like, oh, I'm set. I've got my popcorn. I'm ready to go.
and it's so wild, and again, and they also do marathons in the regular Law and Order. Well, at least the first 20 seasons,
Modern TV could never.
20
They can't
seasons,
even make it to 5 damn seasons.
and these are like 22 or 24 episode seasons. Yes.
Bro, when I started my Star Trek Next Generation rewatch, I totally forgot that some of those seasons have like 27 fucking episodes. I was just
Oh,
losing
like
my shit. Why is it?
the first season or two. Oh yeah.
I don't give a shit about Q.
How dare you?
Least favorite character.
Those. How dare you? How about those? Or those bugs that
The
crawl in
the early Ferengi episodes. Oh god, my skin's crawling.
with those whips.
Yes. Oh god.
Yeah, kids.
I want to live in a timeline where Tasha Yar, Denise Crosby comes back in yesterday's Enterprise and actually fucking stays. I think that's where I think I figured out where our timeline went to fucking shit.
Mhm.
It's when they didn't let her stay.
They made her be the Romulan daughter instead.
Yeah, like just think about that. That would have changed so much.
The 24th century. I'm sure we have cloning technology or something.
I've just been trying to think about where our timeline went wrong, and I just keep going. Maybe was it the Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky? No, let's slide back here. And was it Nixon? No, I think it was before that. So I'm just trying to find it.
I mean, Data could have built Tasha Yar a android body, and then they really could have banged.
As hard as he wanted, yeah.
Mhm.
I love that court episode though. We were intimate. That's why I had this picture by my bedside. Fuck you, Picard season 3.
God, that first season of Next Gen is so weird because
It's so bad.
I'm
Naked
like,
Now is my least favorite episode, by the way.
what?
The Naked Now is like I hate that.
Oh yeah, it
whole
was like
episode.
I think the third episode or something.
It
I'm like,
was a reuse. A lot of those were like reused originals. That's why.
oh yeah. But I'm like, why would Data be affected? By
That
that.
positronic brain, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's not biological like the rest of.
That's just what he wants you to think.
Oh my! Oh, he just used that as an excuse. Okay.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm so disappointed in pop culture right now.
Hmm.
It
Again.
used to be our bread and butter. I don't want to be political. Like I'm mad with everybody. Like
Yeah. I think it's just everything's owned by corporations now, and they don't want to take any risks.
the same three corporations.
Hmm.
Like it's just so obvious and in my face that they're not even trying anymore. That they don't care. They're like, what else are you gonna do?
They
Not
don't
gonna spend money? Oh, you're gonna save money for
they,
what?
they don't want to take the risk. Well, some of them are losing
If
money
you don't
anyway.
own a house by now, guess what? You're shit out of luck. So what are you saving your money for? Everything's a fucking subscription. I'm so over it.
Hmm.
And like as a video game player, I just want my games back on a disc. I don't want live service.
Oh yeah, that's a
I
skill.
will play offline by myself.
That's a skill.
I don't want to be in a lobby with a bunch of abusive assholes who actually don't know how to play the game and get mad about it.
Yeah, because I know, when Luca plays with his friends, I'm just like, man, there's sometimes I would just want to play with my.
I mean, break out the
Yeah, myself.
NES at this point. Or the
Hmm.
even the Nintendo 64, that's got 4 controllers. That's too many for me. I just want a good single player game, man. Offline. No updates needed. I don't care if it's just a minor thing. You ain't gotta patch it, just let me be.
Lilith is duck hunting by herself.
Exactly. That's all. Enough ranting. Rant pants off.
Oh my! Oh my!
I
Oh
think the pants
Lord.
come off next.
But yeah, look, if I don't what are some good movies that are coming out this year? I have no idea. I have nothing I was really looking
Um,
forward to besides the Superman movie this year. I think
I was gonna say, except for those Marvel movies and that Superman, yeah.
you're really looking
Oh,
forward to
oh, oh.
Thunderbolts. Really,
What?
you're really looking forward to Thunderbolts.
I wouldn't say looking forward to it, but um. Oh, I was trying to remember the trailers I saw when we went to see Captain America. Well, the final
Oh
Mission
yeah, Mission
Impossible.
Impossible. But I'm
Hmm
gonna wait for Blu-ray so I can watch how they do the scenes deconstructed.
I'm
Unless
trying,
you want to do a review on it, that's really probably the only time I'm actually gonna watch a movie this year.
yeah, maybe we'll see. Is that May or in the summer or something? Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like that summer
Oh
blockbuster
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to what else. I'm trying to remember what else is coming out. I swear there was other. Oh, I told. Well, again, yeah. The next, Jurassic Park 20 is coming out with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it's May 23rd.
What Mission Impossible?
8, yeah.
Okay.
The Final Reckoning. And we all know they're gonna give it 3 years to reboot it with a younger actor, and he's still gonna be a part of it, probably like the stunt coordinator, executive producer, things like
Oh,
that.
I thought maybe he was gonna have a role, like he was gonna be the boss or something.
Oh, that'd be fun too.
Mm.
Maybe Ethan Hunt is the takes over the agency. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
what if he kind of gets like injured or something, like like a leg or something, and then he has to turn it over to
I definitely
somebody
think,
new.
like I said, they're definitely gonna reboot it, but they're still gonna keep Tom Cruise a major part. I think he pretty much outright owns the rights for this,
Hmm
for sure. So,
Oh, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, remember that girl we banged like 20, like 30 years ago in
oh yeah,
in the second
absolutely. We're
movie.
getting
It's gonna be
James
his
Bond
kid.
Jr.
It's gonna be
We're
his kid.
getting James Bond Jr. Baby. Only
Yeah,
this time that he ain't the uncle.
it's gonna be Ethan Hunt Jr. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm
Too bad Connor is mixed. He would probably gladly they would probably gladly hand it off to him if that wasn't for the fact.
hmm Uh,
And Siri doesn't talk to him, so
oh man. Speaking of, did you see Elon Musk just had his 14th kid?
out of
And I'm
wedlock no less.
yeah, the fourth baby mama. But again, and I'm not exaggerating, kids, 14th kid. So,
Nick Cannon's like, God damn, I can't have nothing around here.
oh my lord.
That's kind of crazy.
Hmm Again, I don't care if you have the more money than anyone in the world. I'm like
You don't have time to spend with those kids, especially with him gallivanting around the world.
he's not spending any time with his kids unless he's using them as human shields.
No, he just really couldn't get a babysitter because that's how expensive childcare is.
And we want this guy going through the finances of the country. Dude, don't even know how to pull out.
Can't be worse than the IRS bean counters. To be fair. Like they know what you owe. They were instead of being a civilized first world country, they're like, "No, we're gonna make you guess, even though we know exactly and can send you the bill." Sorry.
Hmm
Make sure you boycott TurboTax because those are the people
Well,
that have lobbied so that they won't send you the bill.
it's all just a rich person scam, so they don't have to pay taxes again. Because easily you could just put a 25% flat tax on everything and just get rid of income tax. But no,
Now that's not a good idea, but I'm not an econ professor.
maybe not 25, but what? Just put a flat tax on everything?
I would love to get rid of the income tax racket they got going on.
Well, that's the
But they're
thing.
already not paying their fair share.
Well,
Nope.
that's why they don't want a flat tax because they don't want to be paying like on their private
Like back in the
planes.
day before we instituted it, yeah.
Yeah,
And ironically, that's when we were like allegedly the most rich. But like, let's not get into it. Let's not get into it.
that's a whole episode in itself.
Oh my god, man. The what if I want to see is what if everybody knew how to mind their own damn business?
Oh, damn.
That's my favorite what if. So on that note,
On that note, so next time are we gonna pull the trigger on that Gene Hackman and Michelle Trachtenberg episode?
yeah, we can do that. We'll just review their career, say how much
Yeah,
they'll be missed.
maybe we'll have more info by then, but probably not.
Probably not. Definitely probably not for Michelle, but they
Not
might know a
that.
little bit more about Gene Hackman. I want to see if that mummification thing was true. Like I saw a whole bunch of crazy things
Oh wow.
about the Gene Hackman that haven't really been substantiated as of yet. Saturday, March 1st, 2025. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Again, sometimes you got to give it time for all the actual details to come out.
yeah, because we don't have real journalism anymore. It's banned. So I gotta sift through a lot of shit, man.
Exactly. Oh god. All right, kids. So yeah. So send us your thoughts on the Saturday night movie, any current events.
And when you send in your review, if you don't mind sending in your age, because I'm just curious. Like I said, I didn't know who that movie was
Yes.
for.
Yeah, yeah. Any any current events, any requests.
What
So
movies are you looking forward to this year? What are you thinking of an Invincible?
exactly.
If you're not watching Invincible, I understand it's on Amazon, but maybe try.
Should we
I
do
think
the
they still offer a free trial of Prime, so you might be able to watch it for free if you don't have it.
should we do something should we do an episode at for the
Oh,
finale of
yeah,
Invincible?
let's
Okay.
definitely recap the season fully for
Okay.
sure.
All right. So, all right, kids. So, yes. So, send us your thoughts. Email us saltyandpetty69@gmail.com or
We
call the
got
voice
it, boy. Good job. Good job, sir.
or the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And again, you can always check out CapesLunatics.wordpress.com, or you can still go to tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. Help support us by buying merch at Teespring or T Public or Spring. And of course, Lilith wants you to rain random money on us through the Cash App link. Send us enough money, maybe we'll start making movies. Who knows?
I would love to do that,
Not
actually.
those kind of movies.
Make it rain.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh my! Well, if you want to,
Although we know plenty of aspiring filmmakers who went to film school that are comic book creators, ironically.
yes, yes, yes. That's what I was like.
It doesn't happen that often, but it's weird that it happened like 5 times, right?
Oh my god, that the idea we had about the history of
Would that be
comics. Big hey Dan, Dan and Greg, 'cause they both went to film school. Yeah, come on.
exactly?
Mm. So yes, but Lil's OnlyFans isn't supporting us right now. So yes, you can always subscribe to
Friends
our
only. Friends only.
anonymous one-time friends only. Yes. It helps so help support us so through the Patreon, where again you get exclusive uncensored content every month. That's the only uncensored content you're getting from Lilith Hellfire at the moment. So
Y'all come
uh
skeet with me on blue sky.
oh god.
I need that on a shirt, Phil. Please, Phil.
Come skeet with me. Fly the blue skies and skeet with me. All right. Where exclusive uncensored content every month. And if you're a patron, you get to suggest topics for us to talk about, as Justin has done many times and Ray did once when he was pressured into it. So subscribe at patreon.com/capes and lunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. And again, we already said it, but yes, you can skeet with Lilith Hellfire on Blue Sky and myself and the Capes and Lunatics podcast network. And that Will Ulrich. Like the grandfather of Capes and Lunatics, Will Ulrich. He literally is. All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Again, we'll do some tributes next time. I'll have to see. Might actually do the Invincible one in 2 weeks, I think. Maybe. There's only 2 episodes of that left. I think Lilith already went to get lunch. So.
Ha 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 ha.
Aha!
Yeah, I'm having a liquid lunch. Mimosas all around. Well, actually, now it's time for Bellinis. It's after 12.